Warning, the following show features stunts performed either by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. Accordingly, the reality guys and producers must insist that none of these opinions be taken as facts. Now, please enjoy the show.
I really think that kissing sign is a great tradition. What they don't mention is that there is a 10% mortality rate.
How many bodies do you think Tony's dumped in there?
I mean, that does seem like the family swamp, right? That's got to be her property, probably. And that's why they were able to trespass, because I'm pretty sure the gators won't let you in unless you have some territory staked, and other people definitely aren't letting you around the swamp.
Yeah, because the alligators aren't hungry because they've eaten Tony's corpses.
I think Tony is a combination of Tony Soprano and John Dutton.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I am your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
Hello, everybody.
As you can see here, we are here to talk about episode 8 of season 26 of The Bachelor. This is hometown week, Brian. Hometowns. We're back actually to going to the actual hometowns, which is really great. We had a small tease of it last season with Michelle, where they did go to Minnesota a little bit, but they still didn't complete and travel everywhere. As we've seen, we've gone to Europe. Now we've gone to people's hometowns. It looks like next week we might be going to like Iceland or something like that, like something crazy cool like that. We're not going to bury the lead here. We have to obviously to go to fantasy suites, go from 4 to 3. And this week we lost Serene. So Brian, reactions just to Serene's elimination.
Definitely sad to see her go because I actually liked her. But with the show, the season, the previews, they gave this away. Like we knew who the final 3 were. So I wasn't surprised at all when she got eliminated.
Says something about this season, Brian, where if we haven't seen you crying on the stairs because he said that he had sex with everyone else, or had said I loved you and everyone else, that you knew that your time was gone. That's why I knew my pick Genevieve. We knew she wasn't in there. We knew we saw we didn't see Shanae in there, so we knew the elimination was coming at some point. I just really, really hope, and I know this doesn't have to do with the actual like plot of what happened here, but I really hope for the season trailer next season, they do not give us anything like that. Show us the people crying and reacting, but don't literally show like the room where he says something and then them women standing there and then crying in that same room. You literally gave it away. And basically until next week, we've just been kind of biding our time. We really did hate the Shanae crap, but for better or worse, it did give us something to talk about, but it's a double-edged sword now, because my reaction is I don't really have a crazy reaction to Serene leaving. It's not to say that Serene isn't great. I really loved her this episode, especially, and got to know her and her family. And I really hope we do see her in paradise, but it's again, the disservice that this season has done that I don't really think I've gotten to know anyone. I don't. And
I agree.
So I didn't have a ton of emotional stakes in the decision. And I wish Serene the best. And I thought she was great and she's better off for being eliminated. And my lasting memory of her will be her dogging Clayton on the obstacle course.
Yeah, dude, what a clown. He's like an elephant at when they're scared of mice. Like,
oh, that's a good one.
The harness was like a shoelace length from the hook. Like you weren't falling. Like it's not like you fell, you were falling to your death. Like you would just stood there, like hung a tiny bit, like Pinocchio. This bit
like Pinocchio. Clayton obviously doesn't watch our Amazing Race coverage, where we have established that they don't want you to die. So if they put you on one of these extreme thrill ones, it's very, very safe. You're not going to die, dude.
Yeah, and Serene just like walks over it casually. As soon as he like was so like scared of going over, and she just walked over just like nonchalantly, I was like, thank you. I just kept saying like this whole episode, like, thank you for just embarrassing this loser.
We talked about, you teased it a little bit, Rachel's date where they were out in the swamp, and you kind of alluded to it when we were in the pre-show, but why would you get in the swamp water?
I mean, again, there's obviously no gators in there, but at the same time, it's like, why? The other thing is like that's not clean water. Like they jump in, their lips get covered in it, and now they're kissing, making out. Like that's not the water you should be swapping in any pool.
It's just wasn't a great date. One thing, and I have just a lot of funny side notes here, is really how we're gonna go with the dates here, guys. Again, all the conversations were rinse and repeat. All the women showed us something nice and had a decent little date. They met their families. All the families were nice. All the parents or whatever asked the real normal questions that they always ask. All the women told him that they loved him. And he was like, I don't, yeah, but basically doesn't say anything back to any of them. But in the preview, it looks like that he tells all three of them within like 10 minutes that he loves all of them. So this dude is just outrageous. But
definitely right after he like finished
eliminating Serene. Like, oh my God. But my point is
sex.
My point, it's obviously after they have. We'll get to that next week. I'm saving it for when we see this next.
Wait, real quick, didn't he say to like Gabby, like I think you finally said that, or like he said something like completely ridiculous, like after she said I love you.
Yeah, he said I can't say I love you and blah 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 blah. Like it's something I want to throw out, and she's like, okay, cool.
He said like to one of them finally, or like.
I don't remember which one because again they were becoming rinse and repeat.
Yeah, if somebody knows, please put it in the comment section.
Yeah, let us know which one that he was like very surprised by. To me, he has the same reactions as everybody.
I'm pretty sure it was Gabby. It could have been Gabby or Serene actually.
The couple of the highlights I have from the dates in general, I'm just gonna run down them and then you let me know what you think of them after the fact. Susie does jujitsu. That was cool. I like that. On Gabby's date, we had bear trivia, and they also had a throwback to something that in our early days of Reality Guys, in our first iteration, we were very into the hot tubs being placed in places they don't belong.
Yeah. Allison, do you think Proposal Rock and Kissing Tree were planned by producers?
Yeah. When she tried to say it was like a tradition, she tried to play it off.
Dude, I know I'm jumping ahead here to the Kissing Tree, but when I was watching, I didn't see that Rachel was propped up to a tree. I thought they were just standing on the tree. Like they're gonna fall over.
He's standing on the boat and she's in the tree. All right, Tarzan. The other one. Oh, I did have a bone to pick with ABC and the editors here. The false advertising with the grandpa saying that he thinks Clayton's full of shit. We were so amped going into this week about that. And he was just bullshitting. Like he was just being funny, which I get, but like, come on, ABC.
Nobody was hard enough for it. Like Tony and Serene's brother, whose voice gave me Barack Obama vibes. Are you getting that?
Yep.
And they were the only ones that I thought were really, truly hard on him, and I wish they were harder.
Yeah, but then he patted him on the arm, so he got his approval. So he's good with all. I don't get it. My last note I really have for the episode is the Serene elimination. When he goes to walk her off, he's like holding her hand. I'd be like, "Don't touch my hand, bro. Don't touch me, dude." I don't know why they're even cool with that.
Yeah, I would be like, "Get the fuck out of my face."
So the preview for next week. We have a two-parter, folks. We have a Monday and a Tuesday next week. It's going to be a busy week for the Reality Guys. We will cover that at the very end here. But shit, man, it looks like the Women Tell All are going to get their own 2 hours probably on Tuesday night. But next week we are going to get the scene they've been teasing all week, all season, where he tells all three women that he loves them, which means you said he probably has sex with all three of them. And then he, at least when he's down to the final two, tells them both that he was intimate with both of them. I don't know, man. Like, how do you see this unfolding? Because they're teasing something bad happening.
What if saying he was intimate, like, makes us think that they had sex and they really did it?
I mean, they've already seen, like, with some of the previews, like this week, that they will mislead us, but they're teasing something bad. They're saying the most emotional ending. I mean, that's a new adjective.
I really wish we just had a finale on Monday and we had an hour of the show and 2 hours of, honestly, just 3 hours of Women Tell All. I don't even care who he picks.
I just want to see Shanae fight with everyone.
15 minutes of who he picks and we're done.
So you know us, guys. We will cover it. So you will have an episode on the 2-hour Monday night finale, and then we will do an episode on the 2-hour or 1 hour, whatever it ends up being, Women Tell All special. So you'll have those on Tuesday and Wednesday morning next week. But speaking of this week and next week, we have a big slate going on. You will have this episode, obviously. Then you're going to get the Amazing Race finale this week. You're also going to get the Love is Blind season 2 reunion reaction episode. Everyone's been giving a lot of good feedback on the season review we did. So we will do another episode. We said if it did well, we would do it. And it is doing well. So we are doing it. You're also next week, like I said, you're going to have 2 Bachelor episodes, and then you're going to have and also squeezed in between there, you'll have a season preview for Survivor, because next week is the premiere of Survivor 42, right? 42. So that's 6 episodes that we have coming besides this one. So there'll be 7 in the next 2 weeks coming from the Reality Guys. We're having a blast. We really appreciate everyone's been watching, commenting. The community has been growing. Also look out for our second show, our new podcast, which will be launching also next week. Thankfully, we have a lot of those episodes recorded already, or else we would be burned out completely. It's going to be called The Popcast. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. It'll be on Google, it'll be on everything, but I will start attaching the Apple Podcast link here in our videos so that you can see us there as well. But for myself, Brian, Kevin, Waleed, peace.